Hello fight dogs, welcome to another epic battle here on the channel. I'm Rhino, fellow collector and martial arts nerd. This is where we throw hands, kick tail, and never stop fighting. If you're new here, get ready for some action-packed figure reviews and some amazing matchups. Let's dive right in. Hey everyone, we have our featured fighter out of the box. Today we are looking at Axe Toys Ceratosaurus Tribe Leader. Axe Toys has been going strong with their carnivore line. We had the T-Rex in the past, we had a Carnotaurus I believe, and now the Ceratosaurus. Today we're going to be looking at this guy, look at his features, everything, and of course at the end of it all he's going to go ahead and show down with another fighter. Alright, so this is him right out of the box. I did add his tail attachment just for this part of the review, and I also have a stand helping us keep him straight. But take a look at him, everyone. I did look it up, and the Ceratosaurus is from the late Jurassic period. This guy does not disappoint at all. The texture on the body, you can already see they did him justice with his natural counterpart. And as we take a look here, you can see that Axe Toys has been putting in a lot of effort in the details for their dinosaurs. We have soft goods, we have texture on the armor, texture on these leather straps. They're plastic, but you can tell they're meant to be leather. We have markings, stripes, and he's got some good weight to him too. Definitely not a light figure. And look at those soft goods. They continue on the whole figure. Standing tall, standing mean. They did come out with 3, but we did end up getting the white version. Now let's take a closer look. Great teeth sculpting. They have a hint of yellow, just as a dinosaur would. You have good muscle here on the jaw. You have the details in the eye. I'm very pleased by the look of this guy. More texture in the neck, and you're going to see texture throughout the whole figure, but they nailed the realism of what I imagine a real dinosaur looks like. We have an articulated jaw. Look at all those teeth and detail in the tongue and back there in the throat, roof of the mouth. Yeah, Axe Toys is killing it with these. Even on the sides here where that little piece of the mouth opens, not sure what it's called, but they even included that. And of course, this fighter is in fighting shape. He is ripped everywhere. He has the pecs, the abs. Again, great detailing in the sculpt. But this fighter's been putting in the work for that physique, for sure. Right out of the box, he does come with this belt piece that comes with this soft goods that's meant to mimic some leather or some fur of some animal that he hunted. Some armor here, it's meant to replicate leather with some metal parts here. They nailed that too. You can see the detail where this belt latches on. You can see some of the stitching of the soft goods. This fighter has not skipped leg day. Look at all the muscles in his thigh. Great detail here on the armor on the calves. We have some more armor by the knee and the toes. And the detail does not stop at the feet, guys. You can tell this is a dinosaur that's been walking around on some rough terrain. His feet show for it. Looks great. Now let's take a look at his fight moves. First, let's start off with that jab. Can bend that elbow nicely. There is a slight bit of tension when I try to raise that shoulder up above his head. We might need to heat that up to get a little bit higher. Same thing on this side. Looks like we can get that arm nice and straight. We rotate that fist. All right, we were able to get it just a little bit higher there. But I say that's a pretty decent jab. Now we do have an open hand, but let's go ahead and extend the right arm. See if he were to grapple. Again, this joint is just a little tight. He can absolutely do that. Now let's take a look at that bend in the waist. He can swivel left, right. He can definitely slip many punches with all the ab crunch that he's got going on. With those muscles, he's not going to be able to close his guard as best as he can. So that's probably as close as we're going to get to a full guard here. A bit open to the body, so it could be a disadvantage. He can maneuver his head pretty well too, in his neck. Great articulation in the neck. I can see our fighter has some good hooks as well, again, because of the rotation of the torso. Good 90-degree on that arm. Good lead hook on this side too. Now let's take a look at those kicks. What does he have? Taking into account that the armor that he has out of the box could hinder some of that mobility, but it still gives him a good range. So this is as far as I could get him for a split. That's still a pretty high kick given his size, guys. He can definitely do a good side kick. If he needs to load up for that roundhouse, he can do that. Can kick both sides, no issues. Front kicks probably go up that high. Again, I think because of that belt. If he needs to change levels, he can get about this low. That tail is going to hinder a little bit of mobility there. It is meant to be articulated. We can see that it has one of those metal rods inside. Besides the guard that can't close up all the way and a little bit of mobility hindrance from the tail, I think he's going to do just fine. He can maneuver pretty well. He's got kicks, he's got hands. Now let's take a look at some of those weapons that he could bring to his fight. And here he is with all the accessories out of the box. We do get 2 clamshells of accessories, so we have tons to go over. Axe Toys absolutely packs these guys with a whole bunch of accessories. We have weapons, we have accessories for their armor. So let's take a look at what our fighter could potentially use for his upcoming battle. Starting off with the weapons, we have a knife with some brass knuckles, which makes for a very deadly piece. It also has some nice wrapping detail on the handle. Would not want to get punched by this. Next up, we have this very cool looking battle axe. It does remind me of what Aztec warriors would use for their battles. You have the main blade in the front and some spikes towards the back and the top. And as a defensive and offensive weapon, we have a shield. Now we have some wood texture mixed in with that stone. I mean, it looks incredible. On the back part of the shield, the texture of the wood and the stone continue. The main part of the shield is going to be this very cool looking Triceratops skull that has been outfitted with some spikes. Details on the skull are great. So let me go ahead and put this shield together for you guys. Now, once put together, this is what the shield looks like. Very artistic piece, very well done and executed by Axe Toys. And using that skull of the Triceratops is also sending a message. So this guy is an overall savage. For hands, we have 2 grabbing / punching hands. And you can observe the wear of those knuckles and the grittiness of the hand. Same thing on the right hand. Now moving on to some options for his armor. A helmet that covers up to his neck. So it looks something like this. And to further hold down that helmet, it does come with some 3M sticky tape, if you wish to hold it down with that. And Ceratosaurus comes with a ton of accessories for his armor. We have some bone pieces that you can dangle from his belt. Looks like a jaw from a possible past opponent, which would make sense, this guy wanting to flex his opponent's jaw. We have a crossbones on a metal plate. We have another tiny skull here, which looks like another prey animal. You get this very cool necklace, which has teeth and stone on it. You get 2 bags of different teeth and bone that you can also outfit his armor. As you can see, you get a great variety of them. No shortage of armor accessories. In the other bag, we have more of those stone pieces, and we get some more skulls. We have what looks to be like an ape skull, and looks like a mini saber-tooth skull, which makes me wonder if Axe Toys ever makes Ice Age characters, a saber-tooth would be a must. And to top off the fit, they included a cape. Battle torn, it's dusty, and that clips on by these 2 hooks and this O-ring here. So let's go ahead and put all these accessories on our fighter and see how he looks all dripped out. This has to be one of the more stylish, dynamic figures that we've gotten, and Axe Toys is continuing to deliver. That's not even everything. We still have plenty of bones in one of the bags, and in the other we have those skulls that I was talking about. Every peg hole that you guys see is an opportunity to put any of these in there. Even the shield has some of those peg holes, so really it's up to your imagination on how you want to outfit him. Alright, Fight Dogs, the Ceratosaurus is ready to go. We saw his fight moves, we saw what he can bring to the fight. Let's go ahead and line him up to some possible contenders. 5 contenders have stepped up to face this dinosaur, and we're going to see which one of these contenders is going to be throwing hands with our tribe leader. First up, number 57's Manhunter line, we have Shenshu. Standing at that 124 scale, Shenshu brings that savageness to the table. He has armor, but he also has those teeth that can back him up. He is shorter, but I think he could give a good fight. Let's see who else has stepped up. Representing 30's DLX line is none other than Infinity Saga Iron Man Midas armor. Now this is another clean armor, all gold and shiny. I wonder which one you guys think has the best armor. Next up, straight from the Demon Realm, we have none other than Tamashii Nation's SH Figure Arts King Goma. Even though Ceratosaurus has the height advantage on King Goma, if you guys saw Dragon Ball Z Daima, you know that King Goma is no slouch. He can definitely throw hands if he needs to. Let's see who is our next contender. Next up, from Furry Planet, we have Wang the Blade Master. Now, Blade Master Wang is taller than Ceratosaurus, looks to be just a tad stronger, and he brings that ferociousness to his traditional Kung Fu fighting style. This would be another great matchup. Let's see who is our last contender. Straight from the New York boroughs, we have Eddie Brock's Venom from Marvel Legends Gameverse series. Now, we all know Venom, the lethal protector, he shies away from no smoke. We know Venom can get savage with it, so this would be another great matchup. Five hungry warriors have stepped up to face Ceratosaurus, but only one will get their chance at victory. The chosen fighter is none other than Fight dogs, we have ourselves a fight. Let's take a closer look at the tail of the tape. Ceratosaurus comes in tonight as our underdog. Blademaster Wang has the reach, weight, and height advantage. Both fighters making their debuts. Only one will have a victory after the fight. Let's get right into it. And your winner by knockout is Blademaster Wang. Both fighters were connecting punches. It could have gone either way, but at the end of it, it did go towards the white tiger. Who knows, maybe these two will run it back down the road. We will have to wait and see. Overall, you guys, Axe Toys has been doing an amazing job with their Dinosaur Battlefield line. They do not skip a beat on the details, the accessories, and the articulation is very well executed on these figures. I'm really excited with what Axe Toys is going to come out with down the line. Definitely a company you want to keep your eyes on. That's a wrap for this fight. These two warriors leaving it all on the battlefield like we do here on the channel. Thanks for watching, Fight Dogs. And remember, when things get tough and life has you on the ropes, bite down on that mouthpiece and keep throwing hands.